Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome back to the 5-minute breakdown. Today we're taking a look at a fight on the PFL 2025 World Tournament card, and that is the main event with Impa Kasanganay against Fabian Edwards at 185. Where's my camera? There we go. What's going on? If you guys did enjoy this, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you have not already. We're going to get right into it right now. Now, this is a difficult main event to predict, but one I feel a little bit confident with going on the side of Impa Kasanganay. Reason being, Fabian Edwards arguably has no real good wins in Bellator. He did beat Aaron Jeffrey, who probably is his most impressive win as of recently. Maybe Gegard Mousasi, who's one of the most devastating kickboxers you've ever seen in your life. Problem is, though, Mousasi is 40 years of age. He did get that win 2 years ago. Mousasi was 37. It is a good win for Fabian. Now, it does lead a lot of good qualities behind when you're talking about a stand-up fight that this most likely is going to be. But if Impa Kasanganay is able to take Fabian Edwards down at any point in the fight, I do not believe Edwards is getting up. Johnny Eblen made it pretty clear that Fabian has no ground game whatsoever. If he gets down in half guard, basically, he doesn't really move that well. Fabian kind of sits. He kind of has a similar I guess mental state as his brother Leon. They kind of give up when they're on the ground. They don't really show any life whatsoever after the first round. If they're still on the ground on their back, they kind of just give up. And I feel like in this position, Impa Kasanganay is going to be able to utilize that good kickboxing that he has and just kind of beat the hell out of Edwards, chop that lead leg, work the hands, and have Fabian Edwards backing up the entire time and looking desperate, arguably, in my opinion. I'm not too sure how Impa Kasanganay is going to do it. I think he might be able to walk down Fabian and maybe knock him out. Fabian Edwards has been knocked out before. He did get TKO'd by Johnny Eblen from Mount, I believe. And I don't know if Impa's going to be able to, utilize wrestling to that point to where he's going to get Fabian down and he's going to just beat the hell out of him. But I do think that in this situation, Impa is the smaller guy. He's going to be moving in. Fought way better guys inside the UFC. What is very, very well off inside Bellator, or excuse me, inside PFL. He looked, Jared Gooden. I forgot he fought Jared Gooden too in XMMA. That's kind of wild, actually. I kind of forgot about that. He left and came back to the UFC halfway through. That's fucking hilarious. Anyway, I do feel as though the fight against Johnny Eblen was a very good indicator for Impa Kasanganay about how this fight was going to go. He had a very competitive fight with Johnny. He was able to stuff most of the stuff that Johnny had to offer. The only thing that I do have a bit of a problem with is the fact that Dovlet did just TKO him, and Dovlet's not really a super high-level guy. He's got some decent hands, but lost to Corey Anderson via ground and pound. That was a pretty brutal one. Lost to Carl Albrechtston. Carl's not that great anymore. He lost to Chuck Campbell. That's funny. Chuck Campbell's that guy that Ozzy Diaz lost to, eh? He's supposed to be in the UFC. Chuck Campbell was actually making a good run at the UFC at one point and just fell a little bit too short when trying to get there. Like I was saying, Dovlet Yagshimuradov, Jesus God, Yagshimuradov, what a name. Anyway, he did find the chin of Impa, and that does give me a little bit of worry, seeing as Fabian Edwards is a really good high-level kickboxer. I do think Impa's a little bit better. I do think Impa's a little bit more tenured. I do think Impa, just in general, is a better fighter. I think he's just better than Fabian ever was. I don't think that Fabian really has anything too hot for Impa to handle. I don't think he's worked on any wrestling, to be quite frank. I don't think he worked on I think the only thing Fabian Edwards worked on is his kickboxing, because every single time you see him in camp, he only works the kickboxing. You don't see you see maybe a drill or two of takedowns, and then they go right back to the striking. I think in this situation, Impa Kasanganay trains better. I think he is better, and I think he's going to be able to roll over Fabian Edwards and just kind of teach him a lesson. I think the Edwards camp is kind of fallen apart. I think the guys at Ultimate Training Center are not doing that well at this point. The guys inside Birmingham are arguably, they're falling apart. The guys right now from the States, from Australia, from Europe, or not Europe, but Middle Eastern countries and stuff, they're fucking going ham. And you have a big problem with Fabian Edwards and Leon Edwards. Both of those guys, they seem to never improve. They seem to be hard stuck at the level of competition that they're at. They don't seem to improve drastically, but Impa does. And that's why I'm picking the side of Impa. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys have not already. This was the 5-minute breakdown. I think I'm going to do another one a little bit later on, but we'll see. Have a good night, guys. I'll see you for the live. Peace.